All right, we got something different tonight here on a Sinister Carny Carousel. Matt and Jeff here, just behind the camera. We're Devil's Last Laugh in Lehighton, PA, but we're doing a behind-the-scenes tour, really, to give you some more insider knowledge of how these haunted houses work. Here with Kory Rabenold, the owner of it, and we're going to tour Mr. Pickles' room. So you walk through a haunted house, you're going to see the actor, you're going to see some lights or something, but there's so much that goes on in each of these rooms to really bring you that full show, and we're going to pick through that. So first of all, I guess not directly relating to scaring, but just the nostalgia point of this, Kory, in Mr. Pickles' room. Can you point out some of the things that come from your past here?
Yeah, absolutely. So, and when you do come into Mr. Pickles' room, one of the most important things to me that sticks out is, let's go back to when I was doing the Halloween parades. We have a bunch of photos up on here, which when I designed the Mr. Pickles character and then his misfit clowns, we put them on his room because it gives me that throwback of, you know, this is where the Carny clown came from. This is the start. People started following us through the floats. So he Mr. Pickles wants to see that, in his seclusion room. So it's one of the things that's really important to me in this scene. And then we also have like this Mr. Pickles box here with his hat. That's actually the hat that I wore when I was playing Mr. Pickles. And it's his hat. So the box was on the float. We used to keep all the props in there. And like we put that into this scene for that reason. So there's a lot of like little Easter eggs, is like I like to call them, because it brings it back to where Pickles came from. I mean, even with the stuffed animal on the floor, like that was always next to his box as like his toy. He's insane, so like he wants to hang out with the monkey. So it's just things like that you don't see unless the lights are on.
So that's the history. Now we're going to get into why we're going to be scared of this room, right?
Yeah.
So absolutely. We have a lot of little elements here, not only that are going to scare you, but maybe foreshadowing or give you some things that to look out for, I guess, throughout. I guess let's start with this sign here. So this isn't random. You can see it's talking about Mr. Pickles. What's going on with Mr. Pickles here with this sign?
So this sign has a lot to do with what he's allowed to do in the asylum when he takes his medication. We are actually letting him in the asylum leave the room for 1 hour daily. His doctor is Dr. Frederick, which is the owner of the asylum. And he is in seclusion, but Mr. Pickles is liked here, I guess, for better word. And I think it puts the scene into, he is highly aggressive and dangerous as well. So we're coming into this scene.
You're setting it up.
Pretty much.
Okay. Yeah. Another bit of a setup. What about this poor guy here? Who's he?
So he's one of the tour visitors that's on the tour of the asylum. When you come to our haunted house, we set the story, and you guys are taking a tour of the asylum, but unfortunately Mr. Pickles got his hands on him first.
So he's us. He's what we can look forward to.
Yes.
All right. Look at some other elements. Here's a little hand-drawn a hangman game or something.
Yep.
Well, what happened there?
Well, that's one of the scenes where he stole that from the security guard. When he is out at 1 hour, or maybe not. It's setting up the scenes to get you to understand that Mr. Pickles is very dangerous, but he's also has a little bit of leeway, I guess you like to call it, with the guards, because where would he get that from?
So we might see him again.
Correct.
Might see him again. Even some little details here on this wall here.
Yeah, so the whole thing about this is, maybe this is where he broke out of. Okay, so Mr. Pickles carved his name in the blocks. And again, this is stuff that you will probably not see when it's in haunt mode, like I would like to say. This is what we call work mode.
Yep. Which we're going to see here in haunt mode
in
a little bit.
Yes.
So, okay, so we've seen some of these, elements, visual elements. Once the haunt starts, we're going to have some lighting and we're going to have some noise going on to distract too. Let's talk about that lighting before we see it.
Okay, so yeah, so when you come down the hallway to go into Pickle's room, it's very dark. You don't really know where you're heading because of the way everything is set up. But the lighting really sets the scene because it's just going to be like a flicker. It's going to highlight certain things in the room to give you that scare factor, to put you in that like dark, twisted environment, as well as loud noises and heavy suspenseful music.
And as I come out of this into the next room, what's the lighting going to do to me?
So the lighting is going to completely change. We're going to go from a dark, just flickering lighting to a UV lighting for the storage room of the asylum, into your main hallway of the asylum, where now all the lights are flickering again.
And that's one of the elements you'll see in these haunted houses, keeping you off balance. Changes in lights and sounds and visual and things like that. What about sound? What kind of sound do I have going on in here?
So pretty much in here, it's just loud noises from the asylum, the patients, loud screaming, things making all kinds of noise, and it's just gonna take you to that point where it's like, holy crap, what's around the corner?
So I got noise stuff going on, I got light stuff going on, I got this guy here that I'm worried about. So a whole lot of elements. Ready to see what happens when it gets dark?
Absolutely, that's the fun part.
All right. So guys, we here.
Okay.
All right, so here we go. Now lights off. We talked about some of the things going on. So now you're walking into this room. You hear that clacker going off, so that's distracting you. You got this flickering light. You're probably not going to pick up some of those details we talked about over there. Any of these rooms are going to have those sorts of details. So as you go through these haunted houses, really seek them out. And you can see how your eyes are drawn to, I guess, the future you have to look forward to here as a visitor of Walksville Asylum. Kory, any comments?
I mean, yeah, it totally changes the way you look at the room. I mean, when you see the lights on, you can see all the little Easter eggs and the details and stuff. But when the lights are off and in haunt mode, it changes the atmosphere that you're in. And it's something that I think is really neat for people to see.
And you know, a lot of the scaring, it's just distraction and overwhelming your senses. So you really see how you're overwhelmed in this room with the lights and the noise and all the things going on. So, great room. We did a walkthrough with the lights on. We're going to do one with the lights out. Wait till you get here and see this. They've done a phenomenal job. Great story. Just a lot of details like this in every room. So when you come and visit Devil's Last Laugh, make sure you check out all the details in the room. Don't just run through them. Also, if you like this videos and others, please like, subscribe, follow us. If you leave a comment, we'll make sure we reply back personally. But having a great time this season, and hope you're enjoying our videos as well. Thanks. All right, so wrapping up our night here, Kory, you want to give a little bit more details about when you're open, some of the shows, some special things you have coming up, right?
Yeah, definitely. So we are open every Friday and Saturday from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. and then Sunday 6 to 9 p.m. In October here, as well as we are doing a Christmas show this year. You can check our website out for more information on that. That will be in December. It's really cool. We kind of completely changed the haunt atmosphere, get the Christmas lights going, and some crazy twisted stuff going on for Christmas. And what you've seen tonight was something that we have been asked to do. People were asking us if we would ever do like a on the light or lights on tour. So it's something that we were thinking about doing, and this is just kind of like a good glimpse of what it would be.
Yeah, and if you like that, make comments, and Kory will be motivated to do it then, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I think it's cool for me, too, because I can show a little bit more detail like I did you guys, and it's cool to have people interested in that part of the haunt.
Okay, thank you.